Ezra! Yay! Every chance I get, I'm gonna do it. Come here. Oh yes. Oh yes, I will. But how dare you kneel before the throne of my lies? Okay, so August and I stand in stoic silence. The air is still heavy, so Harry has left because I accidentally skipped a little too much. Wait, no. Yes, this is where a new dialogue starts because for some reason, Chapter 9 starts off with like a good chunk of the near the end of Chapter 8 repeated. I don't know why. But anyways, yes, we're here. So their hands are balled to fists at their side and they take a deep breath before they move to take a seat at their desk. It's still raw like an open wound and exposed nerve and it will be for a while. I don't quite know what to say or do, but I do know that I need to be there for them. I take a seat opposite them, and I simply let them ponder, hoping I'm somewhat of a comforting presence. Eventually, August sighs heavily, slumping in their chair uncharacteristically. You should head home and get some rest. I gather none of us will be getting any in the coming days. You're probably quite right about that. I can hardly stand to be here any longer anyway. Yes. With that, we both stand and August's hands linger upon the door handle, their gaze longing as they stare back into the empty office. You'll be back, August. They frown as if they don't quite believe me but long to. Let us hope. Okay. So, yeah, we don't meet with Harry until, like, later on within the days because Harry's just like, I have something to prepare and, I'm going to take you along for the ride. But we're like, no. So I offer to walk August home and I'm glad that I did when we passed an enforcer on the way out of the headquarters. Some gaze upon us with pity, but others glare with disdain. August keeps her head down, eyes on the ground, but I make a point to keep my chin up, head high. You will not defeat us. As we draw nearer to August's home, a familiar figure skids around the corner, her chest heaving. Oh, what's happening? Fucking hell, you're both okay. I heard in the wolf that he's back. Yes, he is. Oh yeah, Harry had been gone. Yeah, oh my god. That's so funny, yeah. I totally forgot Harry was on a trip when this entire thing was happening. And then he kind of walked in back and be like, hello guys. And we're like, oh shit, now we gotta talk to him. Yes, he's back and he's lost his damn mind apparently. I think this is a new scene. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Like, I think when we first did this, we just kind of walked on back to the wolf by ourselves, and then Ezra and Finn were there, and they looked hella mad because they thought that we were gonna go with Harry along with his madness. So yeah. So Piper raises her brow, her eyes flicking between us. That or I'm remembering wrong completely again. Well, yeah, no shit, yes. So she withers under August's sharp gaze, her expression softening. She takes a step closer to me, her fingers twitching at her side, and I take the initiative, stepping forward and taking her hand. Her posture immediately changes, her tension melting away. Are you really both okay? He didn't do anything other than prove to us just how guilty he is. August moves from foot to foot, restless, clearly longing for the comfort of their home. Go ahead, if you're okay alone? They look relieved and they nod gratefully. Don't think me to be rude, but I very much want to just collapse into my bed. No, mood. Be safe. Okay, they offer us a tired smile and they rest their hand upon Piper's shoulder in passing, a gesture of comfort. We both watch them go, their stride slow, a shadow of the confident August we know. Then I turn to Piper. She looks to me with wide, hopeful eyes. What the hell happened in there? Lead with Aya. Build up to it. We can build up to it. We just add some suspense. Let's add some suspense to this. Yeah, this is new. This is definitely new. I've never had this happen to me before the first time we did this run. So build up to it. So as much as I want to jump straight in and tell her about Aya, I can't bear the thought of hurting her. He's lost his mind. He confessed as though he's proud of what he's done. He even implied that he longs for me to join him to become one of those things. Yes. I nod. I could have lied to him, gone along with it, but my conscience wouldn't let me. You did the right thing. Well, duh, I'm not as hell gonna turn ugly for this bitch? No, I don't know him like that. He did the right thing, yes. I take a deep breath, knowing this blow will hurt, and already bracing myself for the impact of her response. I know what we had already suspected, but... Piper holds up a hand, her face twisted and angry. You don't have to say it, yeah. Then her expression softens, melting into something sad. There's nothing we can do for her? No. I shake my head, and her hand falls back to her side, fingers curled into a tight fist, knuckles bleeding white. All we can do now is hope to put her out of whatever misery he's inflicted upon her. It will be a kindness. She looks right through me, a single tear trailing her cheek. Very well. Okay, Piper, did you want I'll be fine. I should go. I reach out to her, gently taking her arm. We'll finish this, once and for all. Too fucking right we will. Yes. I need to find some solace in the bottom of a bottle. Yes, same. And with that, she carefully pries herself free of my grip and disappears into the night. I contemplate my next move. I could drag myself back to my room and drown in misery alone, I suppose. They say hunters sleep with one eye open, but enforcers sleep with two, and you don't get as far as Harry without paying full attention. There's no use hating him. Not now. I've seen what I need to in order to make my choice. And yet it still hurts, and a strategic part of me loathes the cold silence I'd given him for an answer. Conscience makes your work hard. Mentors used to tell me, and they weren't wrong. It's always been worth it, though, especially now as I think about Iron Piper in August. Still, they weren't wrong. But there's only one person I truly long to be with right now. Where's Bae? Bae! Ezra! The back door opens and Ezra is immediately relieved to see me. Yes, he ushers me in, double locking the latches behind me, and he quickly pulls me into a fierce embrace. I was so worried. Oh, don't be. He rests his hands upon my shoulder, holding me at arm's length and giving me a quick, almost frantic once-over. I'm fine. He wounded me, but just with words. Yeah. Ezra laughs, but it has a panicked edge to it. Good. Well, not good, but I'm glad it didn't escalate. Yes, the whole town has been abuzz with talk of his return. I was ushering Alker from the tavern when I heard. I smile at the thought of him wrangling a drunken lichen from the wolf, and I take his hand, overwhelmed with fondness for him. You must be exhausted, as usual. Would you like to stay? Yes, please! Take me into your loving embrace. That isn't a question I even need to contemplate. Yes, please. Please, take me away. So I couldn't be more content when I settle upon Ezra's pillowy bed, the sheets soft and somehow warm beneath my aching limbs. He hums to himself as he changes into his nightclothes, offering me little glances of his shoulder, almost as if he's checking I'm still here. When he joins me, he takes my hand, squeezing tightly. Do you want to talk about it? I do, but everything feels so jumbled in my tired brain, and right now, all I can think about is curling up beside him. I just need you to know that I'm going to do the right thing. He smiles, soft and beautiful. I never doubted that you would, not for a second. Aw, kiss him! Kiss, I kiss. Yes, I will kiss. Yes, do it. Kiss him. Unable to resist, I press a quick kiss to his lips. His eyes are bright when I meet his gaze, and he takes my face in his hands, pausing and then guiding me for another. Kissing Ezra always feels like coming home, the warmth of his skin a comfort unmatched. Yes, we climbed beneath the sheets, eagerly tangling our limbs and finding solace in the fact that we have each other. He pulls away just an inch and offers me another of those blinding smiles, and the twinkling lights that hang above us flicker and fade. Magic. So magical. Okay. Oh, we're here with Finn! So the next morning we meet in the catacombs, aware that it's probably the only location in town at this point where Harry cannot have us watched. Yes. Oh yes, we were supposed to ambush him, yes. There's a growing awkward silence between us, August frowning down at their feet with sudden intense concentration. I almost laugh at the sight of this mismatched group huddled in Finn's quarters, and Finn's eyes are firmly fixed upon Piper, who unabashedly pokes and prods his belongings. She picks up what I assume to be a very real human skull, staring deep into its vacant eye sockets, then smirking smugly at our undead companion. This is what you use to practice your flirting every night? So Finn grins, shrugging with a cocky kind of nonchalance. I don't need to practice. Piper scoffs, placing it back upon the shelf. Sure. August groans loudly. Right, can we please get on with this? I can already feel my skin cursing me for spending so much time down in this damp pit. Yes, so then they all pointedly look at me and I realize the floor is mine. Yes, I think I'm going to skip out on this because we're just talking about what Harry basically told us and how we're supposed to, of course, plan out our next step, our next plan of action, basically, and that is to ambush him in that forest. We basically make our way through the town in the night, and we just think back to all that has happened and has built up to this moment, basically. And the only slight dialogue change that we experience is basically who we think about because of who we're romancing. So we think about Ezra, basically, and how he's the light of our life now, and how we're gonna do anything and everything to protect him and make sure that this entire town and him is safe. So yes, that's it, and all the friends we made along the way, and etc., etc. So here we go. So we're determined. We are determined to win this fight because we can't afford to lose it. So there we are. We're in the forest. Before the dialogue is basically us just saying that everybody, basically Alker, Finn, etc. crew, our squad, is like hidden around in the forest, basically keeping an eye on us so that we don't get ambushed ourselves. And because technically we're supposed to come here alone, and that's what Harry had asked us to do, but of course our friends are like, hell no, he's a psychopath. We need to, make sure you're safe. And when you're using yourself as bait, basically. So yeah, so we're waiting, and then the footsteps, a rhythmic crunch, crunch, crunch. Hello, Harry. And there he stands, bathed in darkness, his sharp gauntlet resting proudly atop the pommel of his sword. Yes, he smiles. Hannah, I knew you would change your mind. Yes. So the plan was, I haven't. Stay silent, let him speak. I haven't. I haven't technically, but I didn't want it to provoke him. I didn't want to provoke him because, what's it called? Yes, let's just do this. Okay. I didn't want to provoke him last time we were in this situation because we were supposed to keep the low profile. We're not supposed to lead him on into giving away that he's gonna get attacked. So and of course, in the process of it all, he's supposed to bring Aya with him as well too, which is interesting because we didn't go down to the dungeons to see Aya, did we? He didn't take us down to the dungeons to be like, yes, this is Aya, and you will now, you need to be willing to, in order for this to be successful, kind of thing. And so that's how we hatched that plan. We said yes to agree to go along with it, only trap him in this situation. But this time we didn't. We didn't go down to the dungeons, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we just left the office right then and there. And yep, let's go. Let's just say I haven't. So I stand firm, my fingers hovering over my own weapon. I haven't changed my mind, Harry. I'm here to end this. His booming laugh echoes around the clearing and he steps forward, his strides low and purposeful. And what? And my attempt to fix the imbalance in our world, to stop me saving humanity? I thought you better than that, Hunter. I clenched my jaw, willing myself to remain calm, to let him have his moment of glory with the hope that he might reveal a weakness. You trained all those years just to defy the very cause that you pledged your life to? How noble. Then he stills, pressing his palm to his chest. I swear that no night will be traversed in fear. The morning will be a promise and not a hope. I swear I shall lay down my life in the cause of my duty to protect the vulnerable of the creatures from the creatures of this realm and any beyond it. Until my final breath, I pledge myself to you, body, mind, and soul. The pledge, the oath that we take before consuming the poison they fed us. The words sound so empty to me now that I know what's become of this order. And yet you never took the oath, did you, Harry? Yeah. You couldn't possibly fathom the weight that those words carry. He drops his head back to his weapon and he laughs again. You're right, I'm not a hunter. I was never worthy, but I have loved a hunter, and I've seen the things they must endure. I almost want to scoff at him, to laugh in the face of his supposed understanding. He may have loved the hunter, but he killed him too. He surveys me for a second, eyes narrowed, and then he inclines his head. So you came to, what, kill me, arrest me? Killing me would be against your code, wouldn't it? Or are you going to get your witch to do it for you? Hey, don't speak bad about Bay! I freeze at the mention of Ezra, fingers tight around my weapon, my knuckles bleeding white. Harry notices and he's pleased with himself. Though dear Ezra wouldn't hurt a fly, would he? He pouts at me, feigning innocence when he sees the sour look I can't help but offer him. We did just fine killing your monster. Yeah. Pointedly, he chooses to ignore that, instead reaching into his coat and producing a vial. It feels eerily familiar. The sight of dark, viscous liquid encased in delicate glass makes me feel sick. He holds it high, gazing at it with unabashed fondness, shamelessly proud of his nefarious creation. To think he would willingly deny such an honor, I'd give anything to be able to take it. The moonlight hits the glass, the liquid more black than the red I remember, and my stomach churns. It would kill you. He sighs. It would, wouldn't it? For a brief moment, I think he might greedily swallow it down, but instead, he tucks it safely back inside his coat, patting the fabric tenderly. It would have been really great if he had it pulled like a Resident Evil sort of thing. He just injects himself with the virus, and he just turns into this god-awful monster, and we fight him. In boss mode, basically. Now I have things to do. Let's just get this over with, shall we? Final chance, Hannah. No. Join me. No, I will not. I don't need to hesitate in my response. Never. Calmly he smiles, flexing his gauntlet. A wounded noise rings out around us, something broken and terrible enough to make me want to cover my ears. Here comes Aya. A shame. You would have been magnificent. So the sound of his sword makes The sound of his sword makes as he draws it from his sheath is cutting, and the impressive weapon glows to life, emanating a bright golden light. Mental reminder to ask August if they knew about this little surprise. He's fast, faster than I expected, and now I finally get to see the infamous prowess of Harold Addington III up close. Uh-oh. I parry his heavy blows with relative ease, trained to expect every move things far more cunning than him might make. I wonder if he's underestimated me like all enforcers do of their hunters. Then, out of the corner of my eyes, I see her, Aya. Branches twist and snap against the weight of her misshapen frame as she pushes through the brush, her maw wide and vicious, teeth snapping as she struggles forward. Harry could catch me off guard, could see my momentary distraction as a perfect opportunity to strike me down, but he stopped, staring me down with wild eyes. She's beautiful, isn't she? Nope. I feel drawn to her, an almost undeniable connection, but something is distinctly wrong. I can feel the lingering threads of her humanity, of the hunter within her, and though it sings to me like a prayer, it leaves me feeling sick. There's something about seeing her, that makes my blood turn cold in my veins. I try to remain unaffected, but confusion and anger twist in my gut. She's a monster. Harry narrows his eyes at me, fingers tight around the hilt of his sword. She's so much more than that. She's evolved far beyond the other subjects, and she's outlived them too. Though I assume Ezra would have lived as long had you not killed him. With that, he lunges forward, and we begin our dance once again. I'm fighting a man I do not want to kill, no matter the crimes he's committed, for I am not the monster he wants me to be. I need to subdue him and fast, because in my peripheral I can see Aya lurking, and I know that Harry doesn't have any semblance of control over her. She could turn on either of us at any moment. Then, when Aya does set her crimson eyes upon Harry and I see daggers glint in the moonlight. Piper's daggers. She tears from the forest with a battle cry, heading straight for the misshapen creature. She meets each of her lazy attacks with unbidden power, and I try not to let myself become distracted by them, knowing Piper can handle it. Aya isn't one of us, not anymore. The hunter and human within her long dead. All that remains is a husk, all thanks to the man who stands so boldly before me. So you did bring your friends? Well, yeah, of course, yes. I knew you wouldn't face me alone. I scoff, wiping sweat from my brow with the back of my hand. I see now that you long for us to fight alone because you want us to be disposable and forgettable. You called me here to turn me into a monster, but instead I made Lunaris my home. That must really piss you off. Haha. With clenched teeth and a growl, Harry's carefully crafted composure withers and dies as he hurls forward. He lunges, the tip of his blade pointed toward my chest, and I shift to parry his attack. Within that second, however, his body pivots, and I see the aim in his misdirection. Quick thinking on his part, but I must be quicker. Sharp steel hums at the clash of my weapon against his own, and I can feel the oppressive weight of his desperation trying to bow me down. As soon as I force him back, he strikes at me again. His attack seems to be without pattern, like a random unguided flurry, but in those eyes I see a man with deadly calculation. Each blow given means to take a tendon, a weak point, a place not always as vital, but just enough to keep me from fighting back. Harry believes us all to be lesser, and therein lies his hubris, his weakness. I can see his confidence soar with every blow that barely finds its intended spot, and he seeks to overwhelm me. I'll continue to enjoy letting him think he can. I cast Piper a glance when I can. The cacophony of battle all around us numbs my ear, but I can still see her. But I can still hear her, see her, and feel the thrum of angry adrenaline coursing through her. It's not unlike my own, and like her, I trust my instincts to guide me. Purposefully, I let my stride waver, become almost haggard, fearful even. I adopt a stance that tries to let the predator think he's weakening his prey, and Harry catches the bait like a moth to a flame. Ha! I'm such a great actress. He smirks another blow. Come now, Hunter. You made for such a good show before, don't falter now. Is that what you think? Huh? I thought you better than this, how disappointing. I force him back again, and though I make him believe he has the upper hand, Harry is a force to be reckoned with. He mimics the same attempt he made at the beginning, sword to chest, but this time with intent. He doesn't change his direction, and there's a renewed force behind it. The blow rattles my bone when the attack connects with my weapon, and his sword reverberates with the magic enchanted into its steel, Harry using the pressure to force me down. His concentration all pitted against my weapon wielding side allows me an opening. Though Harry may be strong, he doesn't account for me being able to hold him back with one arm. My free hand reaches for my concealed dagger, the one given to us by the academy during initiation, and I seek to implant it in his side. To my surprise, Harry releases one hand from the hilt of his sword, stopping the dagger before it can meet a vulnerable point between his ribs. He grimaces in pain when the dagger's edge slides against his palm, deep crimson slick on silver, and yet he still grips it with fervor. His body trembles, but he grins at me despite it all. Close. Stars flicker behind my eyes when Harry headbutts me, a sickening crack, and I stumble away from him, struggling to regain my footing in the dizzying haze. I barely have time to register his next attack, and the downward swing of his sword knocks my weapon from my hand. He connects a quick kick to my sternum, and I fall to the dirt. I see the man I'm supposed to call my leader giving himself a moment to relish his triumph. He observes the dagger that bloodied his hand and huffs a tired laugh. It would have been ironic if I was the one to give this to you. He discards it with a shrug and walks towards me, a death knell. He truly means to kill me. I suppose this will have to do. Okay, with renewed confidence he swings his sword with a flourish, a fluid movement that shows his weapon is just another part of him, and now it rushes for me. I breathe deep and try to regain lucidity, but it won't be enough. Just as his blade is about to meet me, it's repelled with a brilliant flash. Yes, August to the rescue! That haze, the smell, and that aura fills my senses, and I know exactly who it is. Augustus, yes. Harry strides backwards as August stalks forward, cracks of magic snapping at him with a palpable intensity. He forces back the attacks with the enchantment upon his blade, but it cannot stop the overbearing force that shocks his body each time they will their power upon him. I watch August gracefully turn their pain into fury, magic licking across their skin as they weave spell after powerful spell to combat each of his would-be blows, while I regain my footing. Their body shakes with lingering static as they finally relax, eyes aglow in the darkness. So Harry spits blood, finally faltering to the onslaught, and his body gives way, falling to his knees. Augustin appears at my side, frantically scanning me for any injuries, but I wave them off, adrenaline still coursing violently through my veins. I'm fine. Yes. You're sure? Yes. I nod, turning my attention to Harry. Harry. Oh, Harry. He kneels in the dirt, his dusty black coat pooling around him, his right hand red with blood. His breathing is labored, but I know we didn't harm him enough for there to be any immediate threat to his life. The blood that covers him is mostly not his own, but Aya's. I glance over at the heap of blood and bones that was once our fellow hunter. Piper kneels beside her, and Ezra holds her tightly as Finn watches in silent support. I see Omen and Alker emerge from the forest, and at the tree line, a litany of glowing red eyes, the clan. The pain and suffering of this clearing alone is enough to make me furious, enough to warrant this man's death, and yet he looks up at me with those piercing blue eyes. Just do it, yes. August rests their hands upon my arm, but I don't want to meet their gaze, afraid of what I might find. Hana. I stare down at him, at my lieutenant general, and I remember the taste of it. The vial cold in my hand, a gentle, encouraging smile from the enforcer who handed it to me. A child so eager to please and feel loved after being taken from their family. Magic in the blood of other, foreign things coursing through my body, seeping and sinking into my bones like an incurable infection. I said my vows and took my oath, and I became theirs. I have been faithful to their cause, all of us have, and this is where it ends. This is where I break it, yes. And we go to chapter 10, the quiet. Okay, we're gonna skip on ahead. We're gonna obviously confront Harry down in the prison, and we're going to make that final pinnacle decision of either locking him away forever or giving him the trial. So we're gonna give him the trial, obviously. Here we go. We're going to grant him a trial, so we condemned him before. So I think about the oaths I've taken, about fairness and my promise to protect people and be good, whatever that means. So the problem is that everyone has different definition of what doing the right thing is. Harry has convinced himself that he has done no wrong, that he's helping. For the greater good. For the greater good. Who am I to judge what happens to Harry? I'll see that you're offered a trial. Yes, August remains silent beside me, but Harry looks at me as though he's almost disappointed. Is that it? Yes. I gather that you wanted me to kill you if what you said back in the clearing is anything to go by. I will not give you what you wish for, yes. So instead you'll answer for your crimes, and we'll weed out every single enforcer that dared to follow you. Yes, I turn away from him, readying myself to walk out of these dungeons. We all have to live with the consequences of your actions, so shall you. I hope they show you no mercy. As I begin to move away, I hear a loud bang, fists hitting metal, then maniacal laughter. Okay, so he's just gonna go in there, he's gonna lose his shit a little bit. And we're gonna go back to here? Where are we going? Okay, no. We're gonna have a moment. We're gonna talk to August and like, make sure they're okay and that, they're doing okay mentally. And then I think we're gonna go back to Ezra's, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so it's freezing when I step outside, headquarters quiet and dark behind me, the streets even darker in front. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for the journey to the magic shop on limbs that seem to be protesting further with every step, but a pretty witch appears from the shadows, almost as if I wished him up. A pretty worried witch. Oh, hello. His hands are glowing seafoam green before I even get the chance to open my mouth, the warm relief of his magic sinking bone deep as it begins to seek out every little, and large injury I might have sustained. Ezra. Oh, just let me before you say another word, okay? So I'm helpless to those eyes, especially when they're glowing. So totally at his mercy, I relax and let him do his work. The way he lights up when he's casting always takes my breath away. His magic flowing over his russet skin in perfect curling vines, making him look like some otherworldly being. I wouldn't even be shocked if flowers started blooming around us, right at our feet. I can't help but smile as I watch him, as he alleviates every single horrible, persistent ache and pain. It's like clutching a warm cup of cocoa in front of a warm fire after being out in the snow all day. Like gentle kisses trailing your naked spine. It's heaven, just like him. Eventually the glow of his magic dissipates, and he steps closer, taking my hands in his. His hands are trembling. Hana, I was worried sick. Oh, I'm okay, even more so now. Now that you're here! He smiles, relieved, and he quickly tugs me into a tight, almost crushing embrace. Oh, strong for a witch. I curl my fingers in his tunic and breathe the wonderfully clean scent of him in, the subtlest hints of incense clinging to his curls. I'm fine, I promise. He pulls back, still sure to hold on to me. It's the best thing I've seen since I thought I might not see anything ever again. I hated that, every minute of it. I didn't really enjoy it at all that much either. He grimaces, missing my playful tone. Shit, sorry. Then he rubs my arms, eyeing the dirtied fabric of my clothing and definitely thinking about spelling them clean. Finn had to hold me back at one point. I was ready to run into action. He smirks. I might have zapped him a little. I laugh at the mischievous, almost smug look he throws me. You don't seem too sorry about that. I wasn't the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last. His smile softens and he takes my hands. Come home with me tonight. I'll make you some food, some tea. Cocoa will keep your feet warm. Oh my god, that sounds amazing, bae. Bae. Also, the woman who saved Daenerys shouldn't have to sleep on a bed made of concrete. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds hella nice. Yes, he looks exhausted from healing me, from worrying about me, and I feel an immense guilt wash over me. I realize that ever since I came to town, all we've done is worry. I want to make that up to him. He deserves it, maybe more than anyone, for staying so kind and calm throughout all of this, for being there for every single one of us, no matter what. And then I realized that maybe I'd like to keep making it up to him, that maybe I don't ever want to be away from him if I can't help it. To hold him if his edges are fraying like mine have been, to stop him unraveling in the ways I did. What if I stayed with you permanently? Yes. Can I move in with you? He started walking, dragging me along by the hand, but that makes him stop and spin, his eyes wide. He opens his mouth, but no words come out. Instead, he laughs. It's not like the kind of laugh that you worry about. It's one of pure, unadulterated joy. Then Ezra practically throws himself at me, burying his nose against my neck, his arms tight around my waist, and certainly no longer concerned about any broken bones. He mumbles his response against my skin. Fuck yes. Kiss him, hold him tight. I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna kiss him. Silly. Do it. Yes, do it. Kiss him, silly. Once I'm overhearing Ezra say "fuck," I carefully pry him away just a little, and then I press my mouth to his. It feels like we're sealing a promise. His hands are in my hair, and mine are in his, and we kiss until an enforcer clears their throat loudly as they pass us by. Ezra's cheeks are pink from the cold or from being caught, I'm not sure, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Maybe we should go home and do that. And do that, yes, or do more. I'm kidding. Unless. Yeah. I fix his mess of curls, tucking a particularly unruly one behind his ear. Home? He beams, and my heart soars. Home. Yes. 3 months later. Yes, this is our little time skip. Yes, go, go, go. So I wake up and feel warmer than I think I possibly ever have. There's something fluffy on my feet, something fluffy that moves. Yes, I watch the sheets shift and then a small white face peeks up from beneath them. Yes, hi Coco. Meow. Good morning to you too. She waltzes around in a few little circles and then she curls up right on my shoulder like she thinks I'm a parrot. Like she thinks that she's a parrot. And she chirps. She chirps. I scratch her chin and her purring is obscenely loud, her shining blue eyes closing in her bliss. I stare at the ceiling for a little bit, the enchanted lights that hang above Ezra's, above our bed, flickering softly. I think I've asked myself if this is heaven, if this is what heaven feels like every morning for the last few months. I'm pretty sure it is. So I can hear Ezra humming downstairs, the sound of plates clacking and the kettle whistling. A few moments later, the door creaks open and Coco dashes away, her tail curling as she darts downstairs. Ezra rolls his eyes at her as she passes, setting down the breakfast tray he's carrying upon the dresser. I spot a small vase with a spray of pretty blue flowers that seem to thrum with light and that I don't think I've ever seen before. So that's just what sharing a home with him is like, a wonderful adventure full of little curiosities. He smiles at me as he settles upon the bed beside me, reaching over to fix my messy bedhead. Did you sleep well? Yes. I always sleep well now. Yes. He hums, curling up beside me like a lot like Coco just did. That is what happens when you stop sleeping on a pile of rocks in the wolf. So, today is the day. How are you feeling? Oh yes, this way I get promoted. I think for a moment, my mind going blank. How am I feeling? Today I'm going to stand in front of Lunaris, in front of people who view me as a hero, in front of my found family, and I'm going to become Lieutenant General of Ezra. Well, of the hunters anyway, because we've made some changes. Oh yes. Just a little, not at all, terrified. I'm gonna say just a little. Let's just say just a little. Yeah, no, not at all. We just say not at all. Strangely, I'm not, because I said just a little. I'm just excited to start to make the changes we really want to make. Yeah. Ezra looks so soft and proud as he moves closer and takes my hand. He presses a kiss to my temple and I lean into it gratefully. You're going to be incredible. I'm so proud of you. I stare at him for a moment, feeling like I really did win some kind of cosmic prize. I'm so lucky to have you, Ezra. Yes, his cheeks turn a lovely shade of pink when I run my thumb over the back of his hand. And you. Oh, kiss him, Leela. Oh, yes, we're gonna, yes. Again, we're gonna take every single chance we can for this. Let's do this. Kiss him. Lead. Oh, I lead. Okay, well, whatever. Regardless, whatever. I reach out and tenderly take his chin between forefinger and thumb. He smiles when I guide him closer, as drawn to me as I am to him, both of us gravitating towards each other until we meet in the middle, a melding of lips. Soft, pliant, warm. He slowly climbs into my lap, his legs either side of my waist, and the silk of his robe slips through my fingers when I curl them against it. I know people joke about witches being descendant of angels, but there really is nothing funny about how otherworldly Ezra is. Yes, he is magical, everything magical, just all pure rainbows and like all that shit, all that good shit. So sometimes his fingertips even glow in his sleep. Oh really? Oh, that's so cute. Why do I find that so cute? I smile against his lips when I think about it, and he pulls away, laughing when he feels my mouth curl at the corners. What's so funny? Nothing. Everything. I don't let him slip away, holding him closer and kissing him harder. He arches against me and I hit my head against the wall, but I don't care. I don't care about anything other than this in this moment, actually. Yes. If this really is my life now for good, then I must have done something extraordinary to deserve him. I hold him and kiss him until we really do need to part, until I remember that I have somewhere pretty important to be, more specifically that I'll have to face August's wrath if I carry on losing myself in Ezra. I groan, making my annoyance evident, but Ezra simply rolls his eyes and shoos me out of the comfort of our bed. Go on, get dressed. Nothing is worth August glaring at you all day. I beg to differ. You are definitely worth it. Yes, he climbs off the bed with a bounce in his step, waving his hands over the breakfast tray with a flourish, light pouring from his palms, leaving the stone-cold tea and toast steaming hot. He then comes close and presses a kiss to my cheeks before grabbing his clothes from his drawer, winking as he heads to the bathroom. I need to wash up and open up the shop. I'll see you later, Lieutenant. Yes, the way that word rolls off his tongue, I think I could get used to it. I love you. Love you, sweetie. He disappears out of the door and I hear him responding, his voice a song. I love you too. Ah, he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay, anyways, we're gonna skip on that. We're gonna go to the ceremony and we're gonna see the ending the end to Harry, whatever happens to him when he receives a child. Okay, there we go. So Harry was taken to Theorius? Not long after we told him of his fate. Okay, so he's gonna get trial from, I guess, the main city, or like the capital city? Yes? Is that what it is? I felt a strange sense of unease watching him leave, wondering how deep the corruption ran within our ranks, but it feels good to not have his presence lingering right beneath our feet. I'm not sure what they'll decide to do with him, but I did my part, and I'll offer more information if required. The thought of seeing him again makes my stomach churn. I take a deep breath, crouching down to press my fingers to the still, scorched earth. Okay, skip. Okay, so we talked to Omen. We were with Armoris and Elaine for a short moment at the IBEC because they were just Armoris revealed that he wanted to propose to Elaine and that Aurora skipped town now. And we afterwards we stumbled upon Omen and Alcor. Yeah, we talked to Omen and Alcor and how they were discussing, oh my god, Elaine is gonna get married, or she's gonna, Armoris wants to marry Elaine, and that's a big, huge deal because, it's like, Omen is worried, obviously, for his sister and like her well-being and getting involved with mortals, but we're just like, no, she's fine, she's smart, she knows what she's doing, she's capable, so let's not worry too much on that. We said a couple of words with Alcor as well too, in which, we gotta skedaddle and go to a ceremony, but then we find him here in Ezra's shop, arm wrestling Finn. So yeah, we are here, and of course Ezra is not too amused that they are using his table to arm wrestle, and we were just like, I look over at Ezra and I see how hard he's trying to stop himself from smiling as Finn and Alcor begin to bicker. So he's so fond of them, of all of us in this weird group of misfits and weirdos, and shit, he has the patience of a saint. Yes, he does. I stand and leave them both squabbling over the table. Busy today? So he takes the hand I offer and nods. He looks frazzled. Ridiculously so. I say I'm closing an hour early and everyone thinks I'm going to skip town. I should probably get back. Yes. Did you need help? He quickly shakes his head, running his hands over the front of my jacket. No, you have enough going on today. Go, I'll be fine. So he rises on his tiptoes and presses a kiss to my cheek. He then throws Finn and Alcor a very pointed glare over my shoulder, and they both wither under his emerald gaze, immediately shutting up. Hehe, you guys. So the lavender curtain parts and he's gone. So I turn to look at them and laugh at the pitiful sight. Don't you two have somewhere better to be? Okay, so I think we're gonna skip on that. I don't know why the skip button's not letting me go on with this because this is old dialogue again. Okay, so this is where we are in the office. We are of August and we need to change obviously a couple of laws and rules because let's see. I think I'm going to do. Last time we said to change it because the whole initiation thing we said it was a barbaric, but I know it's this is what I agree with, but I feel like I need to do the other choices though. I need to do the other choices. I'm so sorry, Piper. I know how you feel about this whole thing, but we need the initiation. It's essential. So the initiation cannot be scrapped. Without it, we're too vulnerable. We'd be left defenseless. Piper glares at me, but I continue. We just need to make changes. Be transparent. So yes, you really think that kids will be willing to drink a mix of monster blood to get big and strong? It's sensitive, all of it is, and it's fucked up and we know it. But Hana is right, we simply cannot afford not to have hunters. We just need to handle it delicately somehow. So they sit in their chair and run their hand over their face, tapping their finger against their lips. We give them the choice, lay it all out. It's full disclosure. If they say no, and we leave them be. What if everyone says no? We all sit in silence. Eventually, Piper groans and bangs her head on the desk. Can't I just go and kill nasties? I'm no good at this diplomatic bullshit. So I pat her on the back. You can still stab things. I know. I'm muffled too fucking right I can. Comes from somewhere under her hair. August is staring into oblivion and still tapping their lip. Becoming a hunter is still seen as a great honor by most. It's coveted. If we continue to utilize the same method of selection in bringing the candidates to the academy, then we can give them the choice. But still keep it a secret from those who don't participate? August nods, standing up and beginning to pace. We can simply make them forget what they've been told before they leave if they refuse. Okay, I guess that can work. Piper lifts her head quickly, glaring at them. It's a harmless spell, as if I suggest anything untoward, Piper, please. She grunts. Alright, I'm watching you though. They roll their eyes. I think they might be our only option. I think that might be our only option, transparency, but continuing to protect ourselves. The public cannot know what we do to gain our power. With that, August sits back down and pulls a clean piece of parchment from their drawer. They pick up their quill and begin to write. When they're finished, the three of us sign it and a new rule is born. So yeah, gone are the barbaric ways of leaving children in the dark on what their futures will hold and what runs through their veins. They will be our protectors, but they will know what they are and serve Esquire with pride and dignity, instead of with fear and uncertainty. Okay, and then we go to the next thing. I think it's the hierarchy system? I don't know. Yes. No, alliances. Yeah, we need to do the alliances. Okay, so no. I said we need stronger alliances. Okay, we need to distance ourselves from the creatures. I said this last time, but for the sake of science, we need to say this. So, okay, we need to distance ourselves from the creatures. So there's no question about it when it comes to our relationship with the creatures. I think we've left ourselves too vulnerable when it comes to our closeness with the creatures. We need to stop trusting our informants so blindly, to close ourselves off and make our own informed decisions when it comes to investigations. So Piper nods. Oh, she agrees. So here, I can't tell you how many times I've been taken for a ride by one of them, led right into a trap or worse. We became so desperate that we let them dictate our movements. August says nothing and just keeps staring at us. August's psionic abilities are unparalleled, and they are often the go-to when it came to interrogations. Their success rate is practically perfect, but if I know August at all, I know that they don't necessarily enjoy such tactics. With your new position, we cannot rely on you, and neither can every other branch in Esquire. I know, I never liked doing it anyway. It felt wrong, and you shouldn't have had to. They tip their head, conceding. We have to put the power back in our hands, solely our hands. They share a look, and then they nod. August picks up their quill. Oh, wow, okay, that's interesting. Okay. Wow, I guess that seems more like the right answer, quote, right answer, than the one I suggested, which was like, we need to make friends, we need to, like, be united as one. Okay, let's skip on to the ceremony, I believe. Okay, so the ceremony ends. Everybody's celebrating my new promo, and everybody's awarded, rightfully so, like Piper. So Ezra finds me quickly when the formalities are over. His eyes alight, and he looks like nothing I've ever seen. I take his hand and he twirls around, laughing as I admire the golds and dreamy blues of his outfit. Yes, you look so nice. Just for me? Yes, of course. August helped me pick it out. Do you like it? Yes, I do. I reel him in and enjoy the flush that paints his cheeks when I press a kiss to the corner of his mouth. You're beautiful, as always. He stares at me for a moment, and then he squeezes my hands and begins to lead me away. Come on, I want to take you out. Take me out? To dinner? Or an assassination? I don't know, surprise me. The market is bustling as Ezra and I wander hand in hand, his face alight as we peruse the colorful stalls. His grip on me tightens each time he sees something that he likes, and the air is crisp and fresh, the smell of cinnamon and coffee filling my nostrils. It brings me back to the Lunar Festival, back to before all of this truly went to shit. It feels a little like we've come a full circle. I'm no longer wary of who watches us, a glance of familiar black and gold uniforms in the crowd, now putting me at ease instead of causing my stomach to lurch. It feels incredible to know I can savor this moment with Ezra, a dose of normalcy amongst all the chaos we've endured. He turns to me, his smile wide, and he grabs the front of my coat and pulls me close. Hello, let's go buy something. Okay, anything for you, bae. I laugh at his excitement, and the way his emerald eyes shine almost wildly in the darkness makes my heart stutter. He takes my hand again, dragging me over to a stall. Watching him like this makes me realize just how grateful I am to have him in my life. We've come through it all together, pushed through the other side with our hearts and minds intact. His eyes widen almost comically, and I turn to see what's caught his attention. Flowers, hundreds of them in varying colors and sizes, including some I don't think I've ever knew existed. The smell as we draw nearer is intoxicating, and Ezra is practically vibrating as he reaches out and runs his fingers along some particularly velvety blue petals. They glow under his touch, leaning towards him as if he's the sun. What are these? I don't know. The vendor smiles and begins to pluck some of the blooms from their display. Here, take some. They like you. Oh, they pass the little bouquet to me, and I nod in thanks, turning to present them to Ezra. He reaches for them, but I pull away playfully. Wait. He watches with a smile as I neatly arrange them amongst his curls. Ah, yes! I love it! Yes! I was like, CG! There, perfect. He's so ready! Ah! Oh my god, he's so pretty. I was like, yes, if I didn't get a CG out of this, I would have been so mad. But we did. We did. Okay, perfect. Oh my god. Okay, let me just like calm myself. He reaches up to feel what I've done, laughing as the flowers spring to life once again, the petals practically dancing. They shine so brightly, just like him, and I find myself awestruck. How do I look? You look so good. Breathtaking. They really do like you. Tiny flecks of magic glimmer and float off the petals. A crown of light for the man I love. Oh my god, my heart. He reaches for me and I almost think he's going to reel me in for a dance, but instead he kisses me on the cheek. Come on, let's go to the beach. Oh my god. He inclines his head towards the edge of the market where the sea sparkles beneath the low-hanging moon, and I follow him without question. Of course, I'll follow you to the ends of the earth if I ever see a man like that. Jesus Christ! It's such a beautiful night, a perfect canopy of obsidian stretched out above us, a messy cluster of stars pulsing and fading. I take a breath as Ezra comes to a stop before me, squeezing my hand. He's looking out at the ocean too, and I find myself transfixed by him instead. I used to wonder what I'd done in this life to deserve the things that happened to me when I was young. Losing my father, what happened with Gus, everything that transpired here. I thought that if I just pushed all of my anger aside and helped people instead, that things would get better. He smiles. I have found happiness before, of course, but I can't remember ever feeling bliss like this. With you. Oh my god, stop. Yeah. Oh god, so good. Come here, you. You need a kiss. Kiss. Yes, kiss him. The waves lap against the shoreline, the perfect gentle background noise to our little moment. I take my face in his hands. I take his face in my hands and look him deep into his eyes. Look deep into his eyes. Oh my god. Getting too excited. I love you so much, Ezra. I'm excited that I get to start fresh here with you. He places his hands on top of mine, holding it against his cheek. I'm excited too. Yay, and we kissed. Then I kissed him as if it were the very first time. Maybe it is, a little. The first time where everything feels like it's going to be okay. He kisses me back, his hands resting at the nape of my neck, his lashes long against his dark cheeks. I smile against his lips, and he smiles too. And then everything else seems to fall into place. Yay! Okay, so Citizen of Esker remain in the dark about what happened to August. To tell them what he did was to stoke his ego, and the strides the newly reformed agency makes to fix his broken regime far overshadow the whispers and rumors. So Harry remained imprisoned, but he insists he's happy thanks to the company of his beloved. Okay, so he's locked up anyways? He's locked up anyways. They lock him up anyways, and then of course everything... Yeah, so she is still gone. She's like off doing her own little thing, like finding herself in her own little self-discovery journey. What else? Does anything else change other than that? Nope. Omen and Elker are still like, you know, each other's partners in crime. Their little like entourage and just them keeping each other in line. Basically, or Omen more like keeping Elker in line. Okay, so there's that, and then yeah, Piper she is Hunter General now. She's just training the recruits and stuff. So basically that, yep, being by August's side, partner in crime once again, reinstated. And of course, August is the newly appointed Lieutenant General of Ezra, which is fantastic. And they're just, you know, doing the right thing, just trying to fix every little, like, all the flaws and the things, the corrupt system that Harry had left behind. And Finn and Clan Casimir, with the support of August and the agency, endeavors to assist their efforts to keep both Lunaris and Esker free from corruption. He can still often be found relaxing in the graveyard with a bottle of whiskey, always willing to offer a seat against his favorite tombstone for his dearest hunter friend. So, with a little friendly coaxing from August, Ezra agrees to consider returning to work for the enforcers, but only on the condition that he still open his shop so the citizens of Lunaris don't ask for his head. Him and his beloved hunter decorate their home with never-ending supply of mysterious flowers from the market, and Ezra often wakes up with flowers in his hair. Oh my god, that's so cute. Okay, there you go, the end. Yay! Okay, cool. There we go, we have finished the game. Fantastic. This is Ezra's ending, or one of Ezra's route ending, I guess, because we how. If it's a little too long, I'm gonna leave this episode here, guys. And then next time, before we start on romancing Finn individually, I'm actually going to do all of Ezra's choice in his route, as well as throw in all of Finn's and Ezra's poly route choices together, just so I can get them out of the way. I should have done it immediately after I finished their route, but I didn't because I totally forgot. I was just too excited to just get back and to just do this entire thing. So okay, so since we are back here at the title screen, we are definitely gonna go back to doing all of Ezra's choices that we couldn't do so far in terms of romancing. I'm not gonna do any other choices that involve like story-wise. So like I know some of them had like 3 choices, like the one where we confronted Harry and we could like either, you know, cooperate with him or lie to him, but you know, condemn him or just straight up condemn him. Well, I'm not gonna do those choices. I'll save those for other routes, so probably in Finn's route when I get started on his. And since my saves are a mess now, I have no idea. I don't think I have to probably go back all the way to where we start actually romancing Ezra, basically to that point. So BRB, guys, I'm gonna just quickly start a new game. I'm gonna skip all the way to the point where we can enter into a relationship with only Ezra, and that's where I'll catch you guys back up, and then we can go from there. Okay, we are here. I'm just gonna quickly save before I even forget that I accidentally like do this, because we need to come back here a second time around. So we are here. The story currently is that we've received the bloody cloth enforcer or hunter's cloth from Alker, the bloodied one, and we basically just took it from him to take to Ezra in order for him to find out who it belongs to, essentially. And we're here, and of course Ezra does his little magic thing, figures out who the cloth belongs to, which is Aya, and of course with that name there's a story behind it, and it's a really sketchy story, and so he's afraid and he's really hesitant on telling us like who she was or who she is and what happened to her, because, you know, again, the whole case is really shady. But I think he ended up telling us regardless, and we see from his hesitancy about it. Oh, no. This is before he tells us. So we need to assure him that it's either because he warned us that if we get involved or we try to dig a little deeper, then, you know, that means we get involved, and that potentially means that we could be put in danger. So yeah, so this is where we are. We need to convince him that it's fine to tell him, that he needs to tell us what, you know, who this person is. Of course, last time we said I'll protect you because duh, we gotta flirt, we gotta romance, be romancing Ezra all here. But no, there's 2 other options that are just like, you know, just neutral answers, questions to the answers to the question. Oh my god, I can't talk today. But anyways, yes, so we can say you're safe or you need to tell me right away. So I think we should say you're safe, but either way, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna come back to the third choice anyways. So I take a cautious step forward, aware that with him being this emotional, that I could very well startle him. He continues to stare at the sash, all color drained from his cheeks. I spread my hands, showing my palms in a gesture of peace as I approach. Ezra, I will make sure you don't get punished for simply helping, right? It's not that simple. No, it's not. A quiet growl, and I can see he's growing increasingly frustrated, most likely with himself. I have always had the impression that Ezra is truly an honest man, so that whatever he's hiding, he must be doing with good reason. I hope. She was a hunter, a general, a good one too, another of Lunaris' finest. She'd only recently transferred here from a few towns over when she was arrested. Yes, I try not to look too confused, but I can't help the way my eyes widen when he says that. Arrested? Yes, he nods. Hunter, especially of a general's rank, are very rarely thrown into dungeons for minor transgressions. We are too valuable, so what did she do? I don't know why. Nobody outside the enforcers does. There you go. So, and yep. So it continues on the same way. We're gonna obviously go back, and we're obviously going to do a quick load, for my quick saves. I need to utilize that more often. Like, it's there for a reason. And we're gonna go and say, you need to tell me right away. Ezra, this is important. You can't be hiding secrets from me. I'm done. I'm done and tired of people hiding things from me. He continues to stare down at the sash with a pitiful gaze, all color drained from his cheeks. I truly am done playing games. Yes, Ezra, I need you to tell me. I don't have time for this. He looks away, avoiding eye contact as he bites his bottom lip. He's clearly waging a war with himself, deciding what his best course of action is here. His aura is still panicked, a little erratic, but I do not yield. I'll surely find out another way now. Now I have her name, but I'd rather hear it from you. Yes. Finally, he looks at me, his eyes are wide, and he nervously fiddles with the fur that edges his cuffs. He gives in, thankfully deciding that helping me is better than staying silent and apparently letting it eat him up. So Aya was a hunter, yes, a general, yes, blah blah blah. Okay, so there you go. She was recently transferred here from another town when she was arrested. Yes, I remain calm though this information is alarming. Hunters especially. Okay, so there is some minor changes in dialects and her charges. So we kind of there's like a slight change, just a little bit of a slight change, but we don't really divert that far from the original sort of what's it called, subject. So in her charges, he shakes his head. No one knows, not outside the enforcers anyway. Yeah, and he goes about talking or giving his answers in a different way, but still. And he tells us the same thing. So yeah, there we go. So we gotta skip on ahead now. We're gonna go to the next choices, and I will catch you guys up then. All right, here we go. So this is the second of the instances in which we are given 3 choices to the conversation with Ezra, and this is right after we had a talk. We had a run-in with our Morris and with Elaine for the first time, and how she was here and she was getting treated for injuries because she ran into the monster and the monster attacked her. And so we questioned our Morris. They were sent off their merry way, and we talked briefly with what Ezra had found during his time when he actually worked for the enforcer as a medic, and he had these notes that he took when he was examining all the bodies that kept showing up during that time before he was eventually forced to leave because he thought it was really strange, and of course the enforcers, they thought that he was beginning to know a little too much. He's starting to catch on to something shady going on. So yeah, there's that. So, and also this is the point where we of course tell him about our little plan, our little trip to the dungeon in order to go find Ezra. I mean, not Ezra, Aya. God dang. Okay, Aya. Yes, we're supposed to go down and break into the dungeons to see if we can find Aya down there or anything else that's shady. So we can either say, I need your help on this. We obviously already said I can't do it without you, and we can be a little bit more on the I guess assertive side is than saying this is what I need you to do kind of thing. It's no choice. I need you to do this for me. You have no other choice for this. So anyways, I'm gonna say I need your help. I need your help. I'm going to need your help along with a few of the others. Yes, so anything you need, I'm your guy. Yes, my guy. My guy Ezra. Well, magic anyway. We share a laugh, and Ezra definitely seems more relaxed now, like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders. Yes, Piper and I are going to go and break into the dungeons. Yes, okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to load up this save here, and then we're going to do the other answer, which is this is what I need you to do. The plan is simple, but it's imperative that we get it right. Yes, just tell me what you need. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so that's the only other difference in terms of his thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and reload and do the flirty option just so I can keep in oh, I should probably do that here too. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna do here while I'm here. We need to just carry on and being a little get flirt points with him in order to progress the story that way. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so we are here. We are here to where after we were talking with Alker in the woods, and he recounted his little tale on how he got his brand, and the enforcer or the hunter that he supposedly attacked had mysteriously disappeared or was arrested or taken away soon afterwards, after he got his brand, and he thought it was a little suspicious because it's oh, what the hell happened to him? I didn't mean to attack him, but he's gone either way. So we're in the woods, we had our little talk, and then all of a sudden the monster appears. So the creature appears, we totally freaked out, and of course we ran all the way back here to Ezra's place, and we assured him that we're okay, but we told him about the monster, and of course we get sparks go flying, so we kiss him, and I let him lead, I think it was, I don't know. Either way, in that instance, we had the option of letting him lead or we lead, but I did I did both of them already. But this here, I didn't do the second choice, the option that we could have, which is to wait, which is, yeah, we kissed the first time and then we could go in for a second time. And of course I went in for the second time when the last time we did this, but no, we're gonna wait this time. We're gonna chill, we're gonna relax, we're gonna just like, take it back a notch. So I settle against his side, sinking into the scattering of mismatched cushions. Mismatched cushions. Oh my gosh. Ezra hums, content to just sit here, basking in one another's company. Yes, yay. So, there you go. So there's that. So there's that option. We didn't go any further, but either way, we get this beautiful CG. Hopefully I get all his CG. That was one of the other issues that I wanted to work on, is if I didn't get all his CGs here, then, I would make it my goal as, like, the end of this entire, like, game to get all CGs possible. So let's just skip on ahead for now and see where else we can do. Alright, here we go. So this is the other option that we have here. I think this is way before we were able to have that option of romancing Finn and Ezra together. So I feel like the second time around when we were just romancing Ezra alone, we led the kiss. But the first time around again with Finn and Ezra, I let him lead. So it only really leaves this option here of I didn't do this one, basically. So let's just say you don't have to worry about me. Don't worry about what's gonna go down, babe. I got this. So I step forward, taking his hands in mine. He relaxes almost instantly, his skin warm, his eyes tired. Everything is going to be fine. I can certainly handle a few enforcers if need be. It's never that simple though, is it? You don't know what they're keeping down there. It's true. I reel him a little closer, reaching to cup my hand to his freckled cheek. Trust me, everything will be fine. I've got a whole team looking out for me after all. That you do. Yes, I got you by my side. We embrace, Ezra's fingers winding tight into the back of my shirt. I breathe him in, the feel of him pressed close, chasing away any nerves that might dare to linger. I'll be back before you know it. Yes. There you go. So I suppose you better get going then. Yes, we gotta go down to the dungeons. And that's it. So, okay, let's go on ahead, skip, and see where else it takes us. Okay, here we go. So these are the choices that we have here. I think... What did I do? What did I say? Since this is the first time we've entered into a relationship with Ezra alone compared to with Finn and Ezra, I think we need to go back and do two of the choices because I only really did the one. So I swear I said to kiss him goodbye and let him lead. So let's just do lead. Yes, okay, let's just do that first because I want to do that. So I wish you didn't have to leave. Yes, so he walked us back after our talk with Finn and Ezra talk about being together. We're stronger together rather than distancing himself. So he walks us back to the wolf, and this is where we are. So we're saying goodbye for the night. So I wish I didn't have to either, but I stand, tugging at him to join me. Our fingers are still laced, and I pull him until he's flush against my chest. I'll miss you, Hannah, but we always have tomorrow. Yes, and the next. And the next. Yes. Oh, we're so cute together. He tips his chin when I reach to caress his cheek, his freckled skin warm to the touch. Our lips meet in the barest of kisses, something soft that I can savor even when he's gone. He hums as we part, green eyes wide, sparkling. You're not making this easier, I know. I smile, reluctantly dropping my hand from his face, but keeping him close. I'm not trying to. There we go, yes. So we part, but no, we're just going to go back, and we're actually going to, do this. We're going to just say goodbye, which is perfectly fine. Like, it's a serious situation. We always, again, like he said, we always have tomorrow. Tomorrow always brings us new opportunities and new chances, and, yes. Okay, so thank you for accompanying me and for everything you did tonight. I'm more than happy to help out always. Anything to make sure we all find some peace. Yes, he moves to stand, our fingers still laced. Oh, I join him, moving in to wrap my arms around his waist. Can I get a hug? He rests his head upon my shoulder, and the embrace is comforting, natural. Yes, hugs. I wish I didn't have to go. Yes, I wish you didn't either. Okay, hugs are good too. I love hugs. So, okay, there we go. And then, of course, I think this is where Aurora shows up, obviously. And I think we can go and do some of the other choices here as well. So we'll skip on those. We'll skip to those, I should say. So, did I say to let her continue? I think I think we freaked out saying the first time. Oh no. That was wrong. I already said to let her continue that one time, but I didn't do the first time in which we freaked out. So yes, my blood boils. You're saying you've been liaising with the thing that's been killing my colleagues, and on more than one occasion without reporting it. I should arrest you for being in contempt of the agency. Hey, not chill. Relax. She stares at me, mouth agape. I come to you injured, asking for assistance, and you threaten to arrest me, right? Ariana, chill. Relax. Ezra glances at me, then back to her, and then he shrugs. Yes, that's exactly what Hannah said. Got yourself a little witch, did you, Hunter? Cute. Hey, leave him out of this. I pointedly ignore her snide comments, answered with silence, and turned to Ezra. Okay. There we go. This is where we take her to August, and that's where she tells her recount of her incident, and as well as she like lays down some facts about how like, oh yes, I already know what's going on in this town. This town is hella shady. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we are here back in Ezra's shop, of course, and we've essentially gone through just talking to Finn about Fiero's abilities and the rumors of how hunters were created, and like we left off on Aurora basically again telling us how she knows about these certain things, about certain strange things that are happening with the enforcers. We also talked to Alker about how like we revealed to the fact that his whole like branding was like a hoax in a way, because he like received it without any real good reasons for what he's done. Like he didn't do anything wrong, but he still got branded. And of course the guy who he accidentally attacked, of course he's like, it was all a ploy to basically get him like arrested, taken away to be experimented on, essentially. So we are here. Oh, what am I doing? So okay, so what are we doing? What's the topic of conversation here? Oh, right. Okay, so we're here to talk about how we talked to Omen and Elaine as well too about their arrival here into the town, and Omen revealed that yes, he torn a rift between his world and to this world to escape from his father Satan, and that in doing so it was like it was a big tear, and he didn't realize that the tear was so big that it didn't exactly seal itself properly, and that's how all the increase in the monsters and all the creatures, that's the source of where it was coming from. And of course we bring that up to Ezra, and Ezra's like, oh shit, that's right, like I totally forgot about that. And when Omen came, like I should have checked, and he was basically beating himself over it, but no. And then of course we suggested that, hey, since this is now we know the issue now, is there a possibility where we can seal it back up again, kind of thing? Because we need to get it done. And Ezra's just like, I don't know, it's pretty bad. And so we had the choice of either we can tell him that we believe in him, or we can say we have no choice in this. And we didn't say. I didn't choose we have no choice in this because I want to be supportive Bay, okay? But no, this is for science, and we're gonna see what would happen if we had told him that we have no choice. So he's obviously distressed that such a thing could fly under his radar, and I gather that Ezra has quickly put the puzzle pieces together. Yes, so Ezra isn't stupid. He knows what this means, what the tear between realms has brought upon this town. We have to act quickly. We have no choice but to find a solution, and fast. Oh, okay. So we didn't offer the solution yet, but we were like implying that we need to fix this. He clears his throat, snapping himself from his daze. Yes, I mean, there will be a ritual. There has to be. It will require a great deal of research, and I doubt I'll be able to perform such a thing alone. August? Yes. He smiles, nods. August is very powerful, as I'm sure you can already tell, so with their help, hopefully it's something we can achieve. We don't have much of a choice. It cannot fail. Of course, yes. Alright, there you go. So that's it. Yeah, so he's a little nervous, but we need to say it how it is. So we're being real with him. So let's just go back and let's actually skip forward and see where else it takes us. Oh, okay, so not very far indeed. We, after saying that to him, we basically can tell him, hey, we believe in you, you can do this, don't worry about it, or we can just kiss him. Obviously I said I should kiss him because I grabbed at every chance to, but so we're gonna say I believe in you this time. So I would never lie to you, You're brilliant and smart and capable, yes. So now you're actively just trying to make me blush, aren't you? Okay, so we bypassed the kiss. It's just the only difference in dialogue here is that we bypassed the kiss, but anything said afterwards is still the same. So no, I just know you can do it. I'm not just saying it, promise. So with a theatrical side, Ezra concedes. Very well, I believe you, I suppose. Yes, there we go. So there we go. Not much of a difference, just minus a kiss. So let's just skip forward. Okay, so we are here, and Ezra and August has sealed the portal tear thing, and that of course disturbs the monster. That's the monster appears. We're into like defense mode. We're into fight mode basically, and so we ran into the forest with August, but we told them that, hey, you should go back to the town, make sure Piper is all good. It's like has the appropriate backup in case she needs it in protecting the townsfolk. And they're like, are you sure? And we're like, yeah, because we got Bay here. And they're like, okay. And then they leave. And then here we are. Here he is. He comes out of the forest, and we can either kiss him or embrace him. We, of course, are here to embrace him this time, because last time I kissed him. So I almost can't help myself when he crowds close, as if he knows exactly what he's doing. I curl my finger against his cheek, delighting in the way his skin turns pink beneath my touch. He winds his arms around my waist, hands clutching at the fabric of my coat. We hold each other tightly, savoring each other, thinking it could very well be the last time, but not daring to say it out loud. I'd love to just stand here, just like this, but yes, as if it hurt him, a sorrowful groan echoes from deep within the forest. Yes, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna skip out on the battle, and of course there are instances where we can, of course, embrace or kiss him again. I think it's after the fight, so let's just go skip on towards that. There we go. As I said, we're gonna embrace him. We killed the monster. We're all tired, we're bloody, we're injured, but we're gonna still hug him anyways, as if we're both thinking the same, wanting the same. We hold each other tightly, fingers curling into clothing. Feeling him warm, safe, alive against me is more than a relief, it's a revelation. So he smiles and I look into his eyes and feel like I'm home. You're amazing, Ezra, yes. You make me strong, yes. And then this is where we pass out, yes. Alrighty, so we have awoken from our comatose, and, seeing James in our dream realm, kind of like, limbo sort of thing. And we see Ezra beside on our bedside, and, we, of course, hug him. We can either hug him or kiss him, but we gotta hug him this time. We're glad to see him. So I surge forward and reel him in for a crushing hug, just needing to know he's real, that I'm real. He's so warm as his fingers grasp at my shirt, curling tightly, and the quiet little noise of relief that he makes when I sink my nose into his soft curls is nothing short of blissful. When he pulls away, still close enough for me to see the way his pretty eyes sparkle, he's smiling. I've been dreaming about doing that, waiting for you to wake so I can feel you near me again. Yes, so a wound like that would have been a death sentence if not for you. Thank you, Ezra. Okay, so yeah. So it continues on the same way. So we can either lead in sleeping with Ezra, let him lead, still sleep with Ezra, or get some rest and don't sleep with Ezra. So I'm going to go back on these choices anyways. And so last time I said I think I accidentally just clicked lead, but either way, we're going to let him lead this time and see. No, wait, what? Okay, never mind. I must have remembered wrong. So we're going to go back on that. Okay. Oh no. No. Load and then there we go. Okay, we'll go back here. Let him lead? There we go. Lead. There. Okay, I had what's it called? I had remembered wrong. So a palpable tension hums between us, an unspoken desire that we both seem to feel hitting us like a maelstrom. Yes, there he goes, removing his shirt. So he wordlessly parts this tunic with his hands. I can practically feel the weight of his intent gaze, the way he looks at me as if I hung the moon, the stars too. So I see more and more russet skin revealed, and as if compelled, I go to him. Ezra moves back as I join him upon the mattress, his legs spread in welcome as I settle between them, my hands splayed upon his knees. Ooh, wow, okay. Okay, so you're so beautiful, Ezra. Oh my god. His long lashes dip seductively, and we're so close that every moment feels like a prelude to a kiss. So our forehead touches, and I take a moment to just bask, to allow myself to commit this very moment to memory. So then Ezra reaches for me, his fingers tracing my jaw. I love you, Hannah, yes. I look at him, my breath catching in my throat, and Ezra is flushed and beautiful, laying before me and offering me everything he has. His heart most importantly. So I love you too. Ooh, my gosh. Oh, no, not this word again. Not this word again. I'm gonna ruin it. So we kissed, basically. Magical kiss. So his breath stutters and we both press closer, bodies seem tight as he blindly reaches to unbutton my shirt with clever fingers, pushing it off my shoulders. He then slips a hand around the back of my neck, his fingers curling at my nape in my hair. I want you, Hana, more than anything. Yes, I do too. I don't respond with words. Don't need to. Yes. So Ezra makes a soft noise against my mouth, my fingers sliding into those dark curls, grip tight as he eagerly parts his lips for the first slick of my tongue. So he shudders as I cover him, ache for him, and I lose myself in Ezra in messy, grateful waves. He breaks a kiss with a serrated gasp, smiling at me in the way that tells me he's going to be a surprise, that he's going to prove anyone who ever dared to call him sweet wrong. Yes. Then with a click of his fingers, yes, haha, lights out. Turn the lights down low. And yes, we get busy. We get busy. Okay. Of course, we're gonna obviously go back on that choice, and we're gonna actually do the last of the choice that we can do, and it's just to sleep. I ain't got time for this, Ezra. I'm tired. We can continue this another time. So yes, I can't imagine leaving him. Not now. Not after everything that we've been through since we've met. Can I stay here tonight? Well, yeah, I can practically feel the weight of his gaze, the way he looked at me as if I hung the moon and the stars too. Of course you can. I'd love nothing more than to get more time with you, just the two of us. Well, I mean, I would pretty much judge you for like kicking out an injured person as soon as they wake up. He pulls back the sheets, getting cozy and curling a finger at me, beckoning me. Come here, let us rest. Yes, cuddles! As if compelled, no hesitation, I go to him. I settle against his side and I take a second to just bask, to allow myself to commit this very moment to memory. Then, Ezra reaches for me, his fingers tracing my jaw, urging me to look at him. When our eyes meet, can I get a CG? No? I love you, Hannah. No? My breath catches in my throat and Ezra is beautiful, offering me everything he has. His heart most importantly. Okay. I love you too. Can I get a CG? We both smiled, tightening our grip on one another, his impossible warmth and magic seeping through that point of contact. Then, with a click of his fingers, okay. No cuddle CGs. Aww. Every light in the room is snuffed out and we're bathed in darkness. Okay, so yeah, nothing but the quiet sound of our breathing, of us falling into a deep and blissful sleep. Together. Together! Ugh, so good. Anyways, okay, so, we're gonna skip on ahead and we're gonna see where else. Can I possibly get another CG? Where would a CG be hidden? That makes me wonder now. Okay, let's just go. Oh yes, okay, so it's right here. So he wakes up clothed this time, which is great. Which is great. Equally as magical. Are you still tired? I carefully consider his question, wanting to stay here with him like this a little longer before reality comes crashing down upon me. I don't think so. He smiles, drawing a lazy pattern upon my skin with his fingertips. So it's still early. We can rest for a little while longer if that's what you want. I want to. Yeah. Oh, wow. More options. Wow. Okay. This is pleasantly surprising. Okay. So obviously, since we're here and we haven't done this before, you already know what I'm about to do, and that's to kiss him. So he tips his chin, a signal that I eagerly respond to by pressing my lips to his. Oh wait, we did do this, but it went in a different direction because he's obviously clothed this time, and we didn't sleep with him in that way. So we kiss him. I wonder, so yeah, time fades when I'm with Ezra, and that could very well be viewed as a plus to some, but not when. Okay, so August interrupts us regardless, but I think it's a little less embarrassing, unless for some reason, again, I'm the only one who's naked. So I think it continues on the same way, so I'm gonna actually go back and do this, I guess, and just hug him. No. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong hug. It's too many instances in which we hug and stuff and kiss that I can't embrace him. There you go. So as if I could ever deny such a tempting offer, he sees me smile and opens his arms, a signal that I eagerly respond to by curling against his warm body. Time fades when I'm with Ezra like this, and that could very well be viewed as a... Ah, okay, there we go. And there comes August. Okay, that's how it ends. That's how it happens. Okay, here we go. This is where we are just making our rounds with talking to people. We've spoken to Piper and Alker so far about either condemning or sympathizing with Harry, and now we're here with Ezra, and we're just here. We're just here trying to prolong our responsibility basically. So of course last time we kissed him, this time we just gotta pull him closer by embracing him. So upon him I can smell a hint of vanilla, of mint, scents that almost long to spark some long lost memory in me. I draw in a deep breath, filling my lungs with him when I reel him close, my arms winding around his waist. I bask in the shivering pleasure of our contact and the way he grounds me. He tilts his head, his breath gently stirring the hair at my temple when he speaks. Your heart is racing. Yes. I pull away, but only so I can get a good look at him, my hands resting upon his waist. Then he presses his hands to the place where undeniably my heart does race against the cage of my ribs. I covered it with my own hand, squeezing once before the loud whistle of the kettle startles us from the tender moment. Hold that thought. Yes. I release that breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding, watching as he turns and grabs the noisy kettle and yanks it off the stove. The tea is poured into his pretty little cups and handed to me with an almost shy smile, and we take a seat upon the table. So I run my hands through my hair, and he watches me with a fond gaze over the rim of his cup. Yes, Gus will be with you, won't they? If so, I imagine you and them will be more than capable of handling anything that Harry tries to throw at you. I guess. But anyways, that's that. So we hugged, had a cute little moment, and we're having tea now. And I think Finn shows up, obviously. Or not. So I think, I might as well just do it here. I didn't do the other choices that I could have done when speaking to, peeps, to people. So, to other people. So I'll be here. So, what did I say last time? I just want to know why he did it. I think I said I'll condemn Harry. Okay, whatever. So let's just say I want to know why he did it. So I suddenly turned my face from him, afraid of what Ezra might be able to read in my gaze. I mused darkly to myself, going through the motions once more: pain, hurt, denial. Ezra quietly clears his throat, something hopeful in his expression. When I finally turned to look at him once again, I smile, but it's clipped, forced, guilty. I'll talk to him, hear him out. Yes, so I see. He drops his gaze to the weathered wood in front of him, tracing the uneven grooves with his fingertip. Just as I suspected, my non-response disappoints him. Everyone wants to hear me loudly condemn Harry, to cry over what he by proxy has done to me, to everyone in this town. And yet, I see reason behind his madness. Yes, oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that sort of like route in Finn's route. That's sort of like when we can actually cooperate with him. So here we go. We're gonna skip on ahead, obviously. Okay, we are back at Ezra's place again after we had confronted Harry with August, and I chose to condemn him by remaining quiet because interestingly enough, when I came to that screen, it didn't offer me the three choices, which means that yes, you can earn points. It's like a thing where you can earn points to, if you sympathize with Harry enough in terms of like talking to the other people, then you'll be able to have that option in terms of cooperating with him. So I'm gonna leave that as something to explore, like perhaps in Finn's route. I know it's probably gonna end in a bad ending because it's like we're cooperating with him. Holy shit! So I'm like, no, probably we'll leave that because again, this is what's it called? This section is we're not here to. My main purpose is not here to explore other routes, other possibilities with the story just yet. So yeah. So what are we doing here with Ezra? I think. Oh yes, okay, so we head back to his place after our talk with Harry. We had walked August home halfway, and we also met up with Piper. What am I'm like getting names mixed up. We met up with Piper, and we basically told her about what happened with Aya and kind of things like that. Yes, that Harry has Aya in the dungeons, and you know we built up to that instead of just straight up just telling her about it. And yeah, we left it at that, and then of course we went off on our merry way back to Ezra's place to find some comfort. So we're gonna hear her. And last time we said kiss him, of course we're gonna embrace him. It's all the hug fest this time around. So we lay gazing at one another for a little while, content just to bask in each other's presence. What, oh my gosh. Eventually, I see his lashes begin to dip, his lids growing heavy. Aw, sleepy. I reach out and gently card my fingers through his curls, and he hums contentedly. Love you. Oh, I love you too. Love you too. Go to sleep now. With a smile, the twinkling lights that hang above us flicker and fade, and sleep eagerly finds us. Yes. Tuck you back into bed. Oh yeah, and this is where our little meeting in terms of confronting Harry and ambushing Harry takes place. Okay, we're gonna skip out on that. Alright, so we did it. So we confronted Harry, we ambushed him, I basically condemned him to life in prison. I took that way just to like, you know, get it over with kind of thing. And this is where we exit the dungeon from there, and Ezra is here. He of course frantically heals us because we've been injured, and then afterwards we're going to you could either kiss him or hold him tighter in terms of him hugging. We're gonna just hug him tighter. So we stand in the cold dark street dark street and embrace until an enforcer clears their throat loudly as they pass us by. Mind your business. Mind your business, David. When we step aside and break apart, Ezra's cheeks are pink from the cold or from being caught, I'm not sure, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Maybe we should go home. Yes, so I fix his mess of curls, tucking a particularly unruly one behind his ear. Home, yes. There we go. Okay, so 3 months later, we skip out on that. While we're here, where I might as well just be like, we already did 2 of them. We might as well finish this off and just say, we're terrified! Oh my god, I can't do public speaking. So I take a deep breath because shit, that's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? Yeah, so between August, Piper, and I, we've basically reformed the agency, or at least we've started to, with very little support from the faceless higher-ups. I just want to do a good job, to do right by all the people like me who've had their lives messed with. Ezra takes both of my hands in his, sitting on his knees beside me with a stern look on his pretty face. As if anything could possibly come in the way of you, Piper, and August. All the things that I have tried aren't here bothering anyone anymore, are they? No. I laugh. He is right. We make a pretty scary team. Yes. Heh. Okay, so off we go. We get up because we gotta do it. Oh, no. We have one last thing to do here, which is to either do these things. Hold on. Now, save this. We can either kiss him by leading, or we can kiss him, let him lead, or we can embrace him. What did I forgot. I knew I kissed him, but I don't know what I did. I think this is where I accidentally put lead. Oh, either way, okay, let him lead. So Ezra reaches for me, eyes hooded, his slow, almost sly movements full of intent. He smiles as he guides me closer, and I gravitate towards him until we meet in the middle, a melding of lips. Soft, pliant, warm. I slowly climb into his lap, my legs either side of his waist, and the silk of his robe slips through my fingers when I curl them against it. I know people joke about witches being descendants of angels, but there really is nothing funny about how otherworldly Ezra is. Sometimes his fingertips even glow in his sleep. Yeah, so I smile against his lips when I think about it, and he pulls away, laughing when he feels my mouth curl at the corners. What's so funny? Nothing, everything. Yes, okay, so he doesn't let me slip away, holding me closer and kissing me harder. I arch against him and hear a gentle thud when his head hits against the wall, but he doesn't seem to care. If this really is my life now for good, then I must have done something extraordinary to deserve him. He holds me and kisses me until we really do need to part, until I remember that I have somewhere pretty important to be. More specifically, that I'll have to face August's wrath if I carry on losing myself in Ezra. There you go. So yes. And there we go. Okay, off we go then. Okay, here we go. This is the last of it. Well, in terms of with Ezra, what we're gonna do is we're gonna embrace him. Right by the sea, the waves lap against the shoreline, the perfect gentle background noise to our little moment. I take his face in my hands and look deep into his eyes. I love you so much, Ezra. I'm excited that I get to start fresh here with you. He places his hands on top of mine, holding it against his cheek. I'm excited too. Yay! Then I take him in my arms. I hold him as though I may never let him go. I probably won't. He squeezes me tightly, his hands resting against the nape of my neck, his head resting against my shoulder. I smile and he smiles too, and then everything else seems to fall into place. Yay! Okay, cool. So I didn't get new CGs with him. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Okay, we're just gonna have to explore that bit some other time, because right now I want to do Finnzra stuff. Oh my god, okay, where are we? Where the hell was that quick save? We go in. There we go. So we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna BRB, guys, and we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna do this speedy. First up on the list is when they walk us home, and we either kiss them goodbye or we just say goodbye. But let's see how it plays out if we just say goodbye without the kiss. So the 3 of us reluctantly stand, and Finn immediately yanks me close for a tight hug, pressing his nose to the nape of my neck, nuzzling soft skin. Oh my gosh. A chuckle rumbles deep in his chest, and I assume it's due to the fact that my pulse has quickened exponentially. I clutch the fabric of his coat tightly when he moves to pull away. Then I feel another warmer pair of arms holding me from behind, as are resting his chin upon my shoulder. Ah, sandwich hug! I love those. I watch Finn smile down at him, the brightness of it sending my heart to its knees. Is it even possible to feel this happy? It pains me to leave you, pains us to leave you, but... Sweet dreams, Bear Hunter. Yes, aw, y'all. He runs an iron finger over my cheek, the etchings flickering and fading. Then he repeats the action with Ezra. Ezra hums his approval, and when Finn withdraws, he turns his head to press a kiss to my cheek. Sweet dreams. Aw, as if my dreams could be anything other than sweet after this. I know. Finn takes Ezra's hand, and I wonder, is it even possible to feel this happy, this whole? Well, We're gonna have to put that thought on pause because, yes, guess who shows up? Okay, so in Finn's and Ezra's instance, we have the option of either ignoring her when, Aurora gets a little snarky, or we put her in her place when she, was like, oh, look at that. What do we have here, Hunter? You have a witch and a vampire in your like in the same room as you, kind of thing. What were you doing? So we're just gonna ignore her. Last time I put her in her place when she got snarky, we're just gonna ignore her this time. So we should get you to Augus's. So Finn grumbles beside me, and an insult on the tip of his tongue, I assume. Though I prefer to let her drown in her pain. Though I prefer to let her drown in her pettiness alone. Yes, don't be petty about the fact that I got 2 bays and you can't get none. We should. It'll be much safer there. Okay, yes. So let's just go skip out ahead of here. Okay, here we go. So this is when we get the option where we're talking to Finn about Fiero's ability as an empath, and of course the rumors surrounding hunters and how they were created. So just before we were about to go, we can have the option of either kissing him, or we should just straight up go. So last time, of course, I said to kiss him because it's only fair. So I should go this time. So as always, it pains me to leave him, but I should go. I need to see Ezra about our demon friends. Yes, so he pouts. His pout is impressive, but it quickly melts into that smile, the devastating one that makes me forget where I am, who I am. Very well, it's not like I'm going anywhere. Say hello to him for me, won't you? Yes. I smile at him in return, reaching for the handle of the door, but Finn quickly opens it for me, ever the gentleman. Oh, thank you. Stay safe, Hana. I'll be thinking of you as always. Oh, so sweet. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna skip out on Ezra's choices because I don't think they would change. I don't think so, at least. Okay, so here's another one of the choices that are different, and if we did decide to do, of course, Ezra's and Finnzra together as like a couple. But yeah, I'm sure you all already know. But anyways, here I totally forgot that this is an option. We can think. I think it was Finn. Yes, Finn was the one who mentioned how he has an ability, of course, to do some wild shit. And I think, were we bleeding yet? I don't know if we were bleeding yet, but what is this? Okay, so yeah, so Finn was just warning us. He was just warning us, saying how like when things get ugly, just don't freak out about what I'm about to do or how I'm gonna look, because I'm just gonna go my final form kind of thing. And we can either have the option of saying you're no monster or how in control are you. We said you're no monster, obviously, because he's not. So we're gonna say how in control are you. Maybe I've been so caught up in everything that I forgot it could come to this, that I might have to see him like that. When you change, are you able to stay in control? Well, yes. Before he can respond, Ezra interrupts. When I found you in the forest that day, you were dying, and yet you did not hurt me. You need to give yourself more credit, Finn. You're a good man. Yes. I'm old enough now that I am able to restrain myself. The only time I can is if there's a lot of blood. Yes. Which there will be. Then I suppose we'll have to try not to bleed. Yes. His eyes grow wide, but when Ezra laughs, he quickly realizes I'm joking. With a job like yours, you shouldn't tease about such things. I know. I can't help it. It's just, again, that whole, what's it called? Humor as, a coping mechanism. Before I can respond, there's a sorrowful groan that echoes from deep within the forest. Okay, here we go. Showtime, buddies. Showtime, my dudes. Okay, so we are here. We're broken up from our coma again. Talked to James in the spiritual world, and then we are here in Finn's room, and Ezra and Finn are here, obviously, and we were just talking about, again, what we found out through James showing us our memories of the Hunter initiation, and of course, our memories of James and Harry, and how they had a falling out before James actually died. So we're here. They assured us that we are no more human, than the next human being that walks on the street, because even though we ingested a whole bunch of blood from other different creatures, we're still us, kind of thing. And they're just reassuring us. And after that talk, we find out that Finn, in terms of just taking care of us, as well as Ezra, he neglected obviously taking care of his own wounds, so he hadn't been feeding, and so he has this gnarly scar on his chest, and we're just concerned. We're like, hello, why haven't you been feeding? You need to heal yourself. So of course, last time I said, come get y'all juice, because I'm willing. I volunteer as tribute. But this time we're gonna say you need to feed on Ezra. Do it. So I brush my thumb over the soft discolored skin beneath his eyes. Then I look at Ezra. So you're the veteran here. So I gather that he's had the same thought as me. If the way he gravitates closer to Finn is any indication, Finn, you need to drink. Yes. Finn swallows thickly, almost as if the action pains him. Like thinking about it has made him realize just how hungry he is. He looks at Ezra, holding his gaze, both Finn and I watching, enchanted by the way his cheeks darken. Are you sure? You're still weak. I'm fine. I've missed it. Ooh, you've missed it. If you won't let him heal you, If you won't let him heal you, let him do this for you instead. I pause, a question lingering on the tip of my tongue. Tell me what it's like. Yeah, what it feels like? Yes, I nod. For both of you. So they both exhale sharply, gaze fixed and held. The way I feel when I feed on someone I'm close with is euphoric, yes. Like in the moment nobody else exists but them and I, yes. You can feel everything they feel, everything they want, as if you become one. He reaches up and carefully cups his hand to Ezra's jaw, the witch practically melting under his touch. Okay, here we go. I edge closer, watching them carefully, Finn's eyes darkening as he closes in on Ezra. It's the most subtle of shifts, but I see it, for I committed his features to memory long before tonight. I quickly glance at Ezra, and he reaches for me, lacing our fingers together. I should be afraid, the sight of such a creature descending upon Ezra like that, but I trust Finn, I trust both of them, implicitly, and that terrifies me. They both smile and the flash of Finn's razor-sharp fangs that I'm granted sends a shiver rolling down my spine. The sight of them is strangely thrilling, a confirmation that the fear that's been so ingrained in me is long dead. The mattress quietly creaks under the shifts of their body, and Finn reaches out, dragging his fingers down the tense column of Ezra's throat. Ezra eagerly tips his head in invitation, looking at me, his breathing quick, eyes hooded. He pushes the fingers of his free hand into Finn's hair, pushing gently, encouraging him as his lips close over the place where he's already marked him. Oh yes, we've seen that before. Take whatever you need, it's yours. Oh yes, come get y'all juice. Finn groans quietly, running his nose along the edge of Ezra's jaw, breathing him in. I feel like I shouldn't be watching such an intimate moment, but as the thought crosses my mind, Ezra squeezes my hand and smiles at me, a reassurance. Keep your eyes on us. Okay, if you insist. I nod, focusing on vivid emerald as Finn litters his skin with reverent kisses. He's gentle in his build-up, and then I see his lips draw back, his fangs gently grazing Ezra's throat. Finn growls softly, and then he bites him. Ezra cries out, a quiet whimper that dissolves into a drawn-out ragged moan. The penetration is fleetingly resistant as Finn's fangs sink into his flesh with a quiet pop, and Ezra's fingers tighten in his hair, tighten in my hand as Finn greedily saps the blood from his veins. Finn holds him so tightly, so tenderly, Ezra's body bowing against him seemed tight. And yet that emerald gaze still watches me, his lips twitching, parted in a lazy smile. Hana, yes. Finn pulls away faster than I expected, seizing the marks he made with his tongue, lapping up any stray droplets that coat Ezra's dark skin. Oh yes, we have the option of doing this, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to dial it back a notch and not do it. So we should slow down. This is a lot to take in. They both watch me, hovering close but careful to give me space while I process where I am, what just happened. We should slow down. Yes, we should. Finn pushes his fingers into my hair, looking at me with such fondness that it makes my chest ache. You're probably right. You should rest, both of you. Yes, without a second thought, they each shift until they're laying either side of me. Yay, so warm. Finn offers me his arm, and I eagerly settle against him. Ezra rests his head upon my chest, and I wrap my arms around his shoulder. It feels so good to lay with them like this, so natural, to just forget everything else, to simply just be. When I look at Finn and Ezra, I see two people that I trust, two people who, no matter what, will be there for me always. Life is so uncertain, and yet in both of them I've found something solid, something real. Two people who love me. Then as if Finn hears my thoughts, he curls his fingers beneath my chin, urging me to look at him. I love you both so much. Aw, he took the words right out of my mouth. I love you both too, and I missed you, Finn. Finn smiles, reaching for Ezra, brushing dark curls behind his ears. We're together now. I exhale sharply, basking in their presence. I love you too. Okay. When Finn leans in to kiss me, Ezra raises his hand, and with a simple click of his fingers, the candles that light the room flicker and fade. They both hold me close in the darkness, and I fall into a dreamless sleep, happier than I ever thought possible. Okay, so there's the end of that. I just want to go back on that one choice, though. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Unless it obviously no, okay. No, let's go back on that where I can't see. Is this it? I hope it is. Okay, so I'm gonna click this and I just want to see. Yes, the changes of that, it goes from there, from like the change of like, because I did me feeding, like letting Finn feed on me last time, and this time it's Ezra, so let's see how it will progress that way in that sort of same direction where we end up sleeping with them. So slowly Finn turns to me and leans in to brush our lips together in the most gentle of kisses. It quickly turns into something more urgent for some reason in that moment, the reality that I could have died washing over me, making me want to savor every moment I have with him and Ezra. Finn pulls away and it feels a little like the world has stopped turning, like I can't bear to be away from them, not even an inch. Yes, Hana. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This CG again. I want to see if... I still want to know if there's another CG that I'm missing. I hope the way I'm looking at them can convey what I want, what I crave, and the way they both press closer to me tells me that it might. In a low, addictive tone, Ezra whispers, "Tell us what you need." Oh gosh, I need you. Finn carefully pushes me backwards until I'm lying flush against Ezra's chest. Then, with a quiet growl, he drags his hands over my ribs, stomach, waist, hips. No, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. He hooks his thumbs in the waistband of my underwear, and I lift my hips to assist in their removal. Okay, so it's going the same way. I was just wondering. The only reason why I came back to this choice is because I wanted to know if there was like a lead option or not, or to let them lead option, but I guess not. But we're just gonna go right into it. Okay, I wonder if this is any different because we made a couple of new choices. But anyways, it's the morning after. Morning after. What's he doing? Is he trying to keep us in bed right now? I guess so. Yes, because we've just realized that he's back to looking healthy again. So he nods, his smile sly. As his blood isn't quite human, so they simply retain their natural color. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Alright then, because we just mentioned that his eyes are still gold. Okay. So let's skip on that then. Okay, this is where I think I might have remembered something being like there as an option. I think this was it. I hope it is. I said fool around? Of course I did. Knowing me, I probably said to fool around. But I want to say goodbye to this time. Just say goodbye. So with regret, I know I have to tear myself away from them, from the temptation, lest I become lost down in the dark depths of the catacombs forever. Doesn't sound so terrible in comparison. I should consider going and gathering my thoughts. I have so much to do. Yes, much things to think about. While Finn offers an impressive bow, Ezra smiles sweetly, understanding. Would you like me to come with you? I look at them, at how comfortable they are snuggled up together. I hate to disturb such perfection. No, I'll be fine. Stay and keep Finn company for a little longer. Yes, we'll miss you, Hana, terribly. Oh, I'll miss you too. Wasting time with both of you has quickly become my favorite activity. I smile, but I quickly register that I'm distinctly lacking clothing. Do you have any idea where I might find my clothes? Finn snorts an inelegant noise from such an elegant creature, but it makes Ezra laugh and swat at his hairy chest. So yes, this one likes to ruin clothing, doesn't he? Yes. Luckily, I'm quick to find the garments Finn mostly left intact, tugging them on until I'm at least slightly presentable. I surely do loathe to leave them, my chest tight at the thought of it. Losing myself in them has become a second nature, the way we fit together a beautiful and dangerous thing. Dangerous because I can't see how I could ever tear myself from the impossible comfort of their arms. That is until the door creaks open. Finn groans through clenched teeth when he sees the culprit, or rather culprits. Yes, this is where, Raven walks in with Lux. Okay, so now we're talking to Finn. After, of course, we talked to Ezra, and this is where we're going around either sympathizing or condemning Harry or telling people about that. So Finn says to come, sit with me. Okay, we're here. Like, would you like one? Looks like you could use it. Okay, come. Okay. Is this any different? I have no idea. Yes, it is. Apparently it is true because, of course, because we're in a relationship with him. So, let's see. So we're basically having our small talk after he offers us a glass of whiskey. So yes, he's just like, you're a very capable hunter, and I'm glad, I'm honored to have known you, kind of thing, and to call you mine. And so we either can kiss him or say yes, yours. So we can say yes, yours, because of course I kissed him last time. So I smile, his words making me feel whole, complete. I am his, and he is mine. I press my hand to his chest, and he covers it with his own, a gentle smile, hooking at the corner of his mouth. Stay. Yes, I will. I wish I could, but I have to make a choice. I have to meet with August, yes. So Finn huffs a sorry whimper, a sad look in his impossibly pretty eyes. Very well, but you'll come back? Duh, I'll come back. And bring that witch with you, of course. I laugh, smiling. I'll kidnap him for you. For us both, yes. You are correct, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, off we go then. Okay, so we revealed or confessed that we want to condemn Harry to Finn. And of course, he's just telling us, warning us to be careful because he's a very powerful man. And then of course, I guess we are getting ready to leave. But he, of course, Finn is just like, why you gotta go, babe? Stay. And we're just saying, Raven was right about you. You're very mopey. And Finn's eyes widen almost comically, and when he sees my smile, he relaxes. And he's like, I could bite you, And I snort, you can try. I got weapons of my own. So he laughs, nudging me with his shoulder. Then I yield. I've seen what you do to nasty creatures like me. Hey, now. He shudders dramatically, and now it's me that rolls my eyes. Oh, that's a little cute little add-on, little banter here. That's cute. Okay, we're gonna go now. Okay, we must regretfully part. Should I just be here? I don't know. I'm here. I accidentally said because I was trying to remember places and certain answers that I've done for Finn and Ezra's route just for the sake of being able to skip out on a lot of the dialogues very easily. But in part, in Finn and Ezra's route, I condemned Harry, but I lied saying that I was gonna go along with his plans, and that allowed us to go down to the dungeon and actually see what he's done to Aya. So here he shows us Aya, and we have the option of either telling him that we can lie and say she's perfect to Harry when he asks, or we can say that she's a monster and disagree with him. Didn't I say that she was a monster? Because about what happened to her. But anyways, we're just gonna play along. Oh no! I did play along. I lied about it. Okay, so we're gonna say she's a monster. She's a monster. So I feel drawn to her, and almost an undeniable connection, but something is distinctly wrong. I can feel the lingering threads of her humanity, of the hunter within her, and though it sings to me like a prayer, it leaves me feeling sick. There's something about seeing her, that makes my blood turn cold in my veins. Okay, so I try to remain unaffected, at least in front of Harry, but confusion and anger twist in my gut. She's a monster. Harry narrows his eyes at me, flexing the fingers of his gauntlet. Technically, yes, but she's so much more than that. How so? She evolved far beyond the other subjects, and she's outlived them too. He smiles at me, and it's decidedly cold, though I assume Azazel would have lived as long had you not killed him. I swallow thickly at the obvious disdain in his voice, but Harry is quick to turn his attention back to Aya. She was an unwilling subject, though, both of them were, and I think that might be where I've gone wrong. To succeed fully, to achieve what I've always longed to, I believe the hunter in question must be prepared to undergo the transformation. Yes, so I look back towards the cell, and Aya has once again retreated into darkness. Into the darkness, no longer visible other than a pair of glowing crimson eyes. Is this what you're asking of me? Yes. Okay, so yes. Other than that, I actually want to go back, because it's going to play out the same way. I actually want to go back to where we can... Oh, no. We're not going to save here. We're loading, okay? I want to go back. And I actually want to condemn his actions straight up, so that we don't get taken down to the dungeons. And I just want to see how that would work out. Yes, but there's only two people I truly long to be with right now. Yes, here we go. Hey, we make it back. Yay, we come back to Finn's place instead of I think. Yes, before it was back to Ezra's place. So yeah, so Finn opens the door before I knock, as though he sensed or expected me. It's probably a bit of both. I'm grateful to see that Ezra is here, just as I suspected he would be, and Finn reaches for me, the cool press of his fingers against my skin, soothing me in an instant. I'm reeled in, tugged against the broad plane of his chest, and the door quietly clicks shut behind me as I sink into his embrace. Those with blood on their hands always get what they deserve. I carefully pull away to look at him, but just a little, loath to fully leave his arms. Hello, Baze. They do. Ezra approaches, smiling softly, reaching out to cup his hand to my cheek. They do. Come. Okay. Sleep! Ezra takes my hand and guides me over to the bed, and I take a seat upon Finn's dark sheets beside him. We were so worried when we heard Harry had shown his face. I'm glad to see that you're okay. I squeeze his hand and we both watch as Finn fumbles to grab something from one of his many bookshelves. What's up? He presents a wooden box, kneeling before us and placing it upon my lap. I run my fingers over the curling vines that are lovingly carved into the lid, and Finn nods when I seek permission to unlatch the lock. Inside is a trove of trinkets, sketches, letters. I pull out one of the charcoal drawings, recognizing it as one of Finn's immediately, the style the same as the paintings that adorn Ezra's kitchen wall. It's a portrait of a boy, happy, smiling. He's beautiful. Yes. Finn smiles, taking it from me and running his fingers over the parchment. Ezra watches him so fondly, and I gather that he's been shown this particular box of keepsakes before. Maybe he even has a place inside. Gabriel, the first thing Levi stole from me. I keep these things because sometimes I need a reminder of why I want it to be good. It's easy when you're a creature like me to push down the baser urges and instincts that are ingrained in us. To hunt to kill without question or hesitation, to take the nefarious route when it comes to dealing with those who have wronged you. He meets my gaze, his eyes bright in the candlelight. To have the power we have and to have the solution to all of our problems laid out before us like a neatly wrapped present. All it would take would be one tug of the string and it would all be set right, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I process his words carefully. To join Harry to gain strength and power to fix the world would have been so easy, and yet it wouldn't have been the human thing to do. Finn places the drawing back in the box, closing the lid and resting his palms atop it. So you did the right thing in denying him and condemning him. It may not feel like it while your mind tries to find a new solution, but you did do the right thing, Hannah. Yes. Finn puts the box away and returns to his knees before us, unlacing my boots and sliding them off. Ezra makes work of the buttons of my shirt, smiling coyly as he slides it off my shoulders. I don't have anything to sleep in. Well, I'm gonna borrow a shirt. And then of course Finn's just like, you don't need to sleep in anything. Excuse me. Finn casts me a look and I feel heat spreading across my cheeks. I'm sure I can find something for you to borrow. Yeah, so I see an opportunity to tease him, and so I eagerly take it. Something that buttons all the way up? I point to his chest. Yes, Ezra laughs, nudging me with his shoulder. She got you there, Finnegan. Finn's brows shoot high, and he feigns offense. I feel like I've read this before, now that I think about it. We just basically cuddle and sleep, I think. Yes, so we all climb into bed. Yes. And it looks, yes, we take his shirt, obviously. You look better without it. So Finn laughs, his nose crinkling in the way in the way that makes my heart flutter, and he lays back, resting his head against the pillow, gazing up at us. As Ezra's arms tighten around me, the bruises that I've tried to bury deep throb inside and out. Harry's face, his blithe conviction that this is somehow the right path, the niggling, obedient, insidious doubt in me that whispers that perhaps he's right. Perhaps prices must be paid for our safety. He's a lieutenant general and I'm only a hunter, only a soldier. Nothing had been done yet and I still feel almost sick to my stomach, but the worry is more muted now, further away. Tomorrow I will figure it out. We'll all figure it out together. Yes. So hey, are you okay? Finn's words tug at me, pulling me from my daze, and I see him nestled beneath those dark sheets, pale skin and pretty eyes so tempting in this dreamy golden light. That, coupled with the weight of Ezra's arms around me, makes me pause, letting any insidious thoughts flicker and fade. Yes, kiss them, rest. Oh yes, did we kiss them? I swear they took us back to their place regardless, and we had this moment because again, like this feels very familiar. Kiss them? Oh. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the other things anyway. So without hesitation, I tug at Ezra and we curl against Finn. Each of us rest our head against his chest, bracketing him in his broad body. The cool bite of his prosthetic against my skin doesn't even bother me anymore, now seen as a comfort. Finn presses his lips to our temples, and I tip my chin in invitation, seeking more, needing more. A pause, an almost hungry look exchange, and then our lips meet. Their kisses placate me, sending my heart to its knees, and when Ezra sinks his fingers into my hair, I'm lost. Feeling the careful weight of them against me grounds me, and I curl my arms around them, my hands splayed against shifting shoulder blades. They both do so well at making me feel nothing more than wanted and loved. I feel like I've done this! And so when the candles burn out and we're left with only the darkness and each other, I let myself forget. Okay, no, we're going back and we're just gonna cuddle, obviously. Okay, go back and we're gonna cuddle. Rest! We need to rest. So without hesitation, I tug at Ezra and we curl against Finn, each of us rest our head against his chest, bracketing him with its broad body. So the cool bite of his yes. Finn presses his lips to our temples, and yes, feeling loud. Okay, yep, we bite. Just there. There we go. Slowly, I drift off, hoping that morning takes its time. Yeah, we kiss. We just minus the kiss again. Okay, we are done confronting Harry. He is sent off to jail for life, and we are out in the open streets again, and we've met up with Finn and Ezra, and Ezra heals us, and we can either kiss them or hold them tighter. We're gonna hold them tighter. So we stand in the cold, dark street, and I embrace Ezra until an enforcer clears their throat loudly as they pass us by. When we step aside and break apart, Ezra's cheeks are pink from the cold, or from being caught. I'm not sure, but it's beautiful nonetheless. There we go. So Finn is laughing at us, and Ezra's cheeks are pink, either from the cold or from being caught, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a glitch there. Maybe we should go home and do that. Yes. So I fix his mess of curls and tuck them behind their ear. Okay. We go home. Yes, we go home. Okie dokie. So we are here the next day. This is 3 months after. And we can either kiss or embrace them after telling them that we're just a little nervous on our little promotion here going on. So we're gonna embrace them, obviously. I almost nearly said kiss because it's just right there. So instead I reach out for Finn, urging him closer. They both know what I want in an instant in our connection forged long ago, and still getting stronger by the day. So he crawls up to the mattress towards us and shimmying into the space between us, his arms slinging over both of our shoulders. Yay, group hug! We curl against him, greedy for the feel of one another. As always, I feel overwhelmed, truly blessed, and it makes me wish I didn't have responsibilities, that I could just lay here in bed all day and have this. Right? Oh my god. I could do this for hours, days, and I know they could too, but fuck those pesky responsibilities, places to go, organizations to revolutionize. I savor it for a moment longer, and then I grumble. I have to get ready. Yes, I have to go. But yeah, Finn turns his head quickly, pouting again. But nothing. Hannah needs to get ready. Yes, I go. And I go. Okay, well, we skip right to the end. No, okay. Anyways, there we go. There we have it. So we've finished up on Ezra's route, and we've done all of his choices, and all of Finn and Ezra's routes choices as well too. Wow, it's such a long journey. I hope this doesn't turn out too long, because I have to do a lot of editing and skipping and a lot of cutting. So yes, so there you go. If it's a little bit on the long side, I apologize, but I just want to get everything done out of the way before we obviously get started. Clean slate. We start on our new route, in which we will romance Finn by himself as an individual, and we'll see all the different choices that we can have for him, and CGs and stuff like that, maybe, perhaps, but either way, regardless. And in doing so, I'm going to try to do the sympathize with Harry route and see how that ends up turning out, because for the most part, we've always resisted him. We've resisted going along with his nefarious plans because it's just wrong. But next time around, you're probably gonna see me just going along with it, being 100% all the way to see how this ends. I have a feeling it might be a bad ending. Not too sure, but regardless, we're gonna see. That's what we're here for. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in for When the Night Comes. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play, and you look forward to me doing Finnegan's route. Yes, our cold boy here. Tune in next time, and yeah, see you guys in my other Let's Play. But for now, bye!